guys, yeah, back on the GS again. Two rides in a row, and it's a beautiful day. You know, it's wintertime in North Carolina, and it can be cold, and it usually is, but it's 64 degrees. The weather is good, and yeah, and the weather is good. I was just looking at a house that was for sale. Anyway, and I'm out on the GS running my errands, and I want to talk about, there's a lot of crap on the ground. I want to talk about my FC and my GS. Total opposite bikes. Total opposite bikes. Now, I've had different bikes to compare this to the GS, like my Scrambler, my Speedmaster, the old KZ, my KLX. I've rode other bikes, but the bikes that I've had for a while to compare them to, and it's a good comparison because those bikes were nothing like the GS. They were more about style than actual function, even though the Scrambler, I'd say the Scrambler was like 75% as good as the GS. Maybe that's pushing it, but it was pretty good. Where the Speedmaster, that's just a styling type bike, or how you feel. It's not really, as far as function, it handles okay, power's okay, it's got a lot of torque, you don't have to be shifting it a lot. The GS is a bike that can do everything. I mean, for me, it's 90% of a bike that can do everything. I know it's a broken record to say that, but but I'm doing this in this kind of comparison, where there's other bikes were not. You know, the Scrambler was okay, had okay power. You could go, you know, it was an off-road bike. But the Speedmaster was just a one-trick pony. Cool one-trick pony, but definitely a one-trick pony. And but the FC, which is, I guess, considered a hyper naked by Yamaha, or super naked, and the terms hyper naked and super naked mean a lot to different people. Like, some people think the super naked is basically just a leader bike, a sport bike engine, a super sport bike engine in a naked chassis, or a naked bike. And that may well be, that's probably a good way to do it. And then the hyper naked would be the high horsepower ones, like 180 plus in a naked bike. Because, you know, you could have, you know, you're not going to have leader bikes, because there's some of them, well, they'll be more than 1,000 cc's, but some of them are only 2 cylinders, some of them are V4s. So there's a lot of difference there. To me, what I consider the FZ is a high-powered naked bike. That's my whatchamacallit. And there's many high-powers. There's, you know, ones that make over 200, and there's mine, which is an older one. And so I consider mine just a high-powered. You can call it super naked. And the difference between this and the GS does everything, like I said, 90%. It's comfortable. It's fast, but it's not as fast as a high-powered naked bike. And I really like the FC, and I know, and I didn't know if it was going to be comfortable. I just wanted it for a hop-around bike, but I was very surprised on my 170-mile trip, or run for the day. I guess about 4 hours we did, and it was just so comfortable. You know, the legs are pushed up back. You know, they're a little bit high, and they're farther back, and I thought that was going to be a problem, but I said, you know what, I'm not going to be riding it that much. But I could see myself riding the whole day, and not being, you know, uncomfortable. And I was really blown away by that the bike could be so comfortable, not as comfortable as the GS, but so really comfortable. So, and then, you know, it ticks the box where it's comfortable. It's like the GS. I want to take it out and say, you know, it's just not comfortable. I don't want to take this bike out today. If it's warm weather, it's a great bike. I don't want, you know, I'm only going to take it for warm weather rather. And yeah, but it's the opposite. I really like riding that bike, and it was, you know, in the lower 60s, mid 60s. It was a little bit cooler, but I enjoyed the ride. I was dressed properly. You know, it was a good time, and I was not uncomfortable at all with the bike, and I absolutely love the top end power. The GS has more torque. I give it that, no doubt about it. And if you got to be in the right gear at the right RPM for that, for the FZ to kick ass. Like if you looked at my last video, you see I got my butt kicked by James. I was in the wrong gear, and I just wasn't comfortable on that, and it just doesn't have that low end snot. It has enough low end snot for like a standard naked bike, you know, a middleweight naked bike, you know, whatever, making 80, 90 horsepower. It's fine there. It has enough snot for that. But if you want to, you know, do stupid things and just and you want to be fast, you got to be at 7,000 plus RPM, and then she's got the snot. And so, but you know, it's a technique of riding the bike. That's all that is. And if you don't want to shift it, this is the GS is the best, because I'm in 6th gear, I'm doing 60 miles an hour, and you know, the torque is just there. So I'm comparing. I did a comparison already, but I'm doing it again because I wasn't sure. I've got like 400 miles on the bike right now on the FC, you know, over 20,000 on this, and I wanted to see if it was going to be a bike that I'm only going to take out a little bit, but I think I'm going to be taking that bike out a lot. Not to say I'm going to put my GS to the side, but I think I'm going to be riding the bike a lot. As with the when I had the Speedmaster and the Scrambler, I tended to look forward to riding the GS more. I would say 80% more. Now I think I'm only looking to ride the GS 60% more, and the other 40% is going to be the FC. Like I said, total different bikes, but that 170 mile day really proved to me that this is a comfortable bike. It's a lot of fun, and you know, GS, you got to step it up, man. I'm really meaning BMW. I need 20 more horsepower, and but even then, I just like the idea of being on a naked bike. You know, no protection. I think it's a lot of fun. Some guys don't like that; they want to have wind protection, and I'm okay with it. So, yeah. So that's my topic for today. As I do my errands, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that? I'm always asking you what you think because I'm really interested in what you think, and. I don't know. If the reason I'm asking that is just to justify my own opinion, or just to see what I don't know. I don't know what it is. I never know anything, right? I'm always saying I don't know. But yeah, I think. Oh, this is my turn. I keep forgetting about this. And, you know, this is just sporting, this bike. It just does it all. I would say, but it's missing that 10% of power at the other end, where the FC just keeps pulling and pulling. I like the idea where it keeps pulling and pulling. You're a little bit scared of the bike, not knowing when it's going to give up. And I haven't been to the point where the bike gave up on me, and so that FC gave up on me. So, and it's I guess it's really not fair to compare a bike like that. But I think a lot of guys that have the GS also have another bike, whether it's a hardcore dirt bike, or like Bobby from Arizona, GS48. He's got a Harley, he's got a cruiser, and he just loves his cruiser because he likes to cruise, which is great. I'm not a cruiser guy. I don't like to cruise. I mean, I like to cruise, like right now I'm cruising. I can't go fast, but I'm a sporty guy. I like to be sporty. So a lot of people have different bikes. I'm wondering how many guys have, you know, like I treat this like a sport bike, guys. You know that, right? No bags, everything. I keep it, slim, neat, clean, and so yeah. So I like to know if there's any guys out there that have a hooligan bike, a hyper naked, super naked, high horsepower naked bike, whatever you want to call it. And my favorite one of all, and I guess got back to the GS, this is my favorite bike, but my favorite naked bike would be, if money was no object, because I got my money tied up in this bike. I don't know when I want to spend another $20,000-$25,000 on a hyper naked. I got a great deal on the EFZ, and I'm happy with that. But my all-time favorite bike right now would be, if I had to get a hyper naked bike or a super naked bike, or a bike that was 200 horsepower plus, that would be the Street Fighter. I absolutely love the way that bike looks. It's got a muscular stance. It's just a cool bike, and it's fast. And it looks great. I just love that bike. But the top of the line model rather, is another little twisties I like. The top of the line model is like 26,000 plus, and yeah, I just if it was my only bike, I could see myself doing it, but I'm not doing it to have an extra bike that I'm not going to ride as much as the GS and spend $25,000-$26,000 on or more. But I absolutely love that bike. I don't know, guys might think that's, I don't know what you guys might think about that, but I think that bike is just cool. It's got the right stance. It's got a single swing arm. I love the single swing arm. And just everything about the bike, and it gets great reviews, and it's Italian. I want you guys, I want an Italian bike. I was talking about getting like a Ducati Monster or an Aprilia Tuono 660, but I shied away from that because they didn't have the power I was looking for. The lightweight, I was looking for a lightweight. I thought maybe I only needed 120 horsepower, but it's not no different. It would be no different than this bike than I have with the GS as far as power to weight ratio. The only thing is it'd be a heavier bike, but this bike doesn't really bother me as far as its weight. You know, it doesn't, you know, I'm not really concerned about the weight of the bike. I've never been in a situation where I said, oh shit, this bike is too heavy. And even when I dropped it going like 5 miles an hour, being stupid, trying to make a U-turn standing up, I picked it right up. You know, the engine, you know, with the engine crash bars and stuff like that, it kept it high and it came up real easy, you know, and I got a bad back in it. Didn't even strain myself. So, yeah. So what do you think? You think it's a good comparison? It's a good thing to have a 1250, you know, GS, your all-around bike, your trail bike, your everything, your road bike, your highway bike, and then have a hooligan bike. Is that, you know, just for a guy in his 30s or 40s, or an old dude like me? You know, is it okay or is it not okay? I guess it really doesn't matter because that's what I'm doing, that's what I like. But I just think sometimes I'm an anomaly, you know, with the type of bikes that I like and I have. I guess I should be laid back and just cruising and, you know, just kind of relaxing, but I can't help it, you know. I like speed and I like acceleration, you know. The wheelies, I don't really care about the wheelies. Yeah, they're fun, but the novelty wears off fast, and it's not a big thrill for me after a while, you know. I mean, not that I've perfected it, because I don't even do them. I do very little ones, but what ticks my box is acceleration, hard acceleration, just pinning me that I can't, you know, I gotta hold on for dear life. That's the kind of thrill I get on a motorcycle. So, you know, I guess I should be getting a Hayabusa or a ZX14 if I want that kind of thrill, and maybe that might be in my future. Who knows? But for now, I got the GS, I got my Hyper Naked, or my Super Naked, or my High Powered Naked. So whatever you want to call it, and I'm loving it, and I love the yin, the yang, the difference between the two. So. Yeah, so guys, so just let me know what you think. I know it's a ramble on, but I'm doing my errands, and okay, what's going on here? All right, somebody's getting pulled over in a little car that probably can barely do 50 miles an hour, but they won't pull over. Oh, he just wanted to get by, and she wouldn't let him get by. Oh well, he got by now. Anyway, that's it, guys, and we'll be back with another Yo Ken.